Hey, everybody. How are you? Made it to another Thursday. We are here. I'm Musa Jackson, Ambassador Digital Mag Live. It's good to be here. It's good to be with you guys. Have a very, very exciting show for you guys, a cover launch coming up with two of my favorite people in the world, and to a lot of you as well. So I'm excited to talk to them in a little while. But first, as always, we're still here in the midst of this. I guess it's still a pandemic. Sometimes it doesn't. Being in New York, I'm walking around, and we should all be wearing masks. As a matter of fact, I have two masks. I wear these two masks out in the street. So if you see me, I should have one of these on, and I try to keep a little bit of my social distancing as much as possible. I think New York has done a great job to flatten our curve. I hear a lot of states out there are seeing the numbers rise. So, we don't want that coming our way. We were the epicenter of this, and it seems like now we're taking the lead, and we have seen ours go down. Even during the protest, they say that there hasn't been as many, as many cases during the second wave. So as, New York is the second wave, the second phase, we've reopened a lot of the restaurants here. They've done these curbside situations. So going around New York, especially up here in Harlem, they have the curbside seating. So that's another good thing that we have. I think it's good for us to find our own way to socialize, because we've been in the house, baby. And I know a lot of us are just needing to get out and to reconnect in this new normal, as they put it. We're still out here fighting justice for our people. That won't stop. Something we've been doing all my life and my parents' lives, and going way back as far as we can remember. But this is a new day, and we're taking the justice to the streets. And so we're going to say many names tonight. Breonna Taylor, Harlem stands with you. We're still with George Floyd. We're still with Ahmaud Arbery. We're still with, there's a few, I hate to put it, there's a few more names to add to the list. Just sickens me to think about this, what they did to Elijah McClain. I can't even tell you. That one right there just hurt my heart. Young man walking home. Just from the video, you could tell he was maybe one of the sweetest people you'd ever met. Even I didn't even know him, but I could feel it. But yet, it doesn't matter how sweet we are, how kind we are. They see us as a target. So that right there is something for us all to remember, to think about, that we have to stay vigilant. We have to fight. There's another one that I'm looking up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on here and look on Facebook, because, that's how we get a lot of our information now. We're not even really getting it quick enough from the news, because they're not really reporting it. But another young man was in Colorado, I think, or no, Delaware. Milford, Delaware. Brandon Roberts was a young man with mental issues who actually called the police. And it took them all of about 3 seconds to open fire on him, because he just wanted to let them know he's having an issue. So their issue was the fact that he was Black, not the fact that he was just calling just to say, hey, I need your help. So that's the kind of help he got, was slaughtered. He was a father. He was a young man, and he died this week. So I can't even tell you what this is like as a father, I'm 55 now, where I'm looking at these atrocities, and I'm thinking about not only myself, I'm thinking about my children who are of a certain. My son is the same age, and my son also suffers from his mental issues. My oldest son, which Black people don't know, but I'm sharing that tonight. I have a younger daughter. She's 13. She'll be 14 coming up, and I'm concerned about her, as many of us are. So I'm bringing us all to say that this is definitely on our hearts. We always stand with that, stand with our people. If you're on the side of right, it's about good versus evil. You got to stand with us, baby, because this is a fight of our lives. And so also I want to say, I want to show you this shirt. I love Harlem, which is, you can buy one, pick one of these up at Harlem Haberdashery. Thank you guys. I love you guys at Harlem Haberdashery, which is in Harlem on 123rd and Lenox Avenue. They do amazing things. It's great clothing boutique store. But this shirt also is an homage, I think, to a great illustrator, great graphic designer, Milton Glaser, who died. I actually went to the same school, Music and Art High School, which is where he went obviously years before me. But he created the I Love New York logo, and he passed away. So I think this is fitting for tonight, just to say, I love Harlem, I love New York, I love my people. And on Friday is the Black Lives Mural, which was organized by my good friends Nicole Evans and also Valerie did that. Valerie Wilson was one of the organizers. And also, it's this Friday at 10 a.m. They're going to be painting the Black Lives Matter, which you see that they have. I think they have one in Washington D.C. and also in Brooklyn. And we'll have one right here in Harlem at the state office building on 125th Street. So that should be coming up. Yep, there you go. So you can see that will be happening. So right now they're stenciling, and then tomorrow we'll have to do the actual painting. I think that will go, about 2 blocks up from 125th to 127th Street. So I think I don't know if you can join in, but I think you can definitely come watch that happening, because Black Lives matters today, mattered yesterday, will matter tomorrow. So I just want to say shout out to everyone that's involved in that. If I didn't mention your name, just know that we'll be highlighting you on a future show. Okay, and I'll be there as well tomorrow. So yes. So with that said, I want to talk a little bit about our guest. These two right here have been in Harlem for a minute. They've been in Harlem for 20 years, over 20 years or so. But they have been in the music game for a while. They have worked with so many amazing people, from Wu-Tang to, oh my God, let's combine the two of them, because the two of them have worked with these acts. Rihanna, they work with Jennifer Hudson, Paul McCartney. I'm gonna leave a few people out because Freddie Jackson, my goodness, Norman Connors, to name a few. But here in Harlem, they are the musicians, these singers of Harlem. They have set the tone. They have set the bar high for everyone that comes to Harlem. They had probably the best night, not the best night on Monday night was Unplugged Mondays at the Red Rooster. Then they took it to Melba's. They also simultaneously had Melba's, and that was Open Mic Tuesdays. They have been around the world. They have been everywhere, from Australia to London to Germany. You know, they are doing commercials. They are doing themes, movie themes. They're doing it all. They have his album come out. They have had albums coming out. They work with everybody. These two are one of the two most talented people that I know. I'm going to bring them out here. My good friends, RAKIEM Walker and Gloria Ryan, RAKIEM Walker Project.
Hey.
Here we go.
Hey, how are you? Yes. What's up, Musa? What's going on?
Let me just take you guys in.
Okay.
You know, it's like, you know, first off, you two look incredible.
Thank you.
Always. You always fly.
Gotta stay fly. It's Harlem.
Always.
You gotta stay fly.
Talk about that. What we wearing? What's this?
Well,
What you wearing, Gloria?
I'm wearing Mel Maxi original. Little Mel Maxi original.
Mel Maxi.
Protecting myself to have my mask that matches the jacket.
Of course. That's flyness. That's flyness, y'all.
And of course, my hat. I love my hat, so I'm wearing a classic chocolate Stetson. Stetson hat. Yeah. So, you know, we enjoy fashion. He's actually the fashionista of the family.
That's okay. You know, we're gonna get into that. Well, let's get into it right now. So, talk about the Rakeem. What are some of your designers that you go to, because you are one of the most stylish men I know. Ever since I met you, you are. You have this. First off, you have your own style. You have it identifies you, and that's something that fashion is one thing. Fashion we can go in the store and we can buy. Style you can't. You're born with it. There's a difference, and you have that. So, what are some of the things that you do to put together? So, some of the men that are actually looking at you and kind of saying, "Hey, I would like some of that swag." What would you suggest?
Well, you know, like I like Todd Snyder,
okay,
who happens to be a cool friend of mine. Ralph Lauren, you know, I met him like 22 years ago, and he was just his swag. He's from the Bronx on Jerome Avenue, Ralph Lauren. I grew up in the Bronx on Jerome Avenue, you know, on 182nd and Jerome. So
shout out to the Bronx.
Shout out to the Bronx. You know what I mean? My mother was the style maverick. My mother was Annette Shields.
Annette Shields, your mom?
Yeah, may she rest in peace.
Yes.
My mom, she was the one that used to take me downtown when I was 7, 8 years old. Remember Gimbals? And
I love Gimbals.
Yeah. Macy's, Bloomingdale's.
There's your mom.
Yep, there's my mom. And you know, that's my mother at the age of 22.
Wow. Look at urban.
Yes.
That's going on right now.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Yeah.
All that's rockable.
Yeah, she was, that's 22, and that's the original Red Rooster right there.
How about that?
How about that?
I love it. So mom was your inspiration in terms of your style. So obviously it came, and dad?
Dad was stylish too, man. He was like amazing. My father, he was he loved Gucci, you know, and I remember like hanging out with him as a teenager. He pulled a pair of Gucci loafers out the closet, and I was like, "What kind of shoes are those?" He said, "Oh man, these are Gucci, man. These are classic loafers with the gold little emblem on it and stuff." And I was just like, "Wow, like this cat, he really had a beautiful style." And my mother told me about, you know, when he was younger, how they would go out to party and stuff like that. Nicky Barnes would throw parties, and my mother would go to them with my father.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are we gonna talk about that, y'all? We gotta go to Nikki now. So listen. All right, we gotta go. There you with your father.
Yes.
Your father. Okay. It's funny that you mentioned. Hold on a second. That all this with Nicky Barnes, but your father looks like a detective. If I saw that and I was Nicky Barnes, I would have went, "Hey, how you doing?" I would put everything I know away around your father. I love that photograph. Were you too tight, you and your dad? Or
yeah, I think for the last 6 years of his life, we got really tight. His name was Sterling Bruce Walker.
Okay.
You know, and you know, we definitely had a bromance between a father and son. We learned how to develop that, you know. So I was with him between the age of 17 and 23. We gained a very deep, you know, father-son intimacy, you know, on a communication level, you know, and that was amazing.
And I'm glad you bring that up, because I want to say to some people when I'm talking, any viewers that are coming on, it's really as a father, your father. I wasn't raised with my dad. It's never too late, guys.
Right.
I always just try to put positivity out there. Sometimes it is too late. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you can get in there with your son and you can really be consistent with your child, he'll know. And I think there's always an opportunity there for a reconnection. So I just want to bring that out there, because you and I are both a, you know, that right there is a thing into itself. That's even another show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We all raised up with our moms, you know, for the most part. But you know, dad, you know, sometimes, you know, dad had it rough. You know what I mean? What he could do, what he couldn't do. So, you know, I liked it. I loved when I saw the photograph. You know, don't know the backstory, the front story. You know, I'm hearing it now, but it always just makes me feel good. You know, for whatever reason, I just look at that and I go, you know, you had something with your dad. I wish I had more time with mine. You know, I can say that. So, but let's talk a little bit about, you know, you mentioned Gloria with your mom and your dad, right?
Yeah.
So you grew up in Chicago, right?
I was born in Houston.
Houston? Okay, sorry, Houston, and then
and raised in Chicago.
Raised in Chicago, right?
My dad's side of the family is majority in Houston. We have family in Louisiana, California, and then my mother's family is majority in Chicago, Mississippi. So yeah, I left Houston at about 2. So Chicago is definitely home. You know, my roots are definitely there. My mother, that's my mother.
Beautiful mom, there she is.
Yeah.
You look like your favor. You can see it.
I see it. I do see it. I think I have like my mom's, like, I don't know, her essence, her smile, and I have my dad's like eyes and nose. But you know, to find out that my father's side of the family was musical, I found out that my father's side of the family was musical like in my 30s. I didn't even know it, that my grandfather, my father's dad, was actually in a gospel singing quartet. So I don't know why I didn't know that. You know, I've been singing all my life. That's my dad, you know.
Look at that, the classic wicker chair.
That's that chair.
I don't have one, baby. That classic wicker. Look at Dad.
Where are those chairs?
I remember the OJs.
Where are those chairs?
I know, right?
But yeah, let me tell you, growing up in Chicago was exciting. It was fun. I remember I have so many memories of just music always being around. My mother, you know, she loved to sing, not a singer, but she loved to sing. She loved to entertain. She always had a card party. It was always some spades happening. And it was just a lively, exciting time. You know, the music was everything, you know, in the 80s. And, you know, there was a lot going on, you know, all around.
What were y'all listening to? You said the 80s. Let's talk about that. What were y'all listening to?
Oh, please. I mean, you were hip hop. Okay.
Hip-hop? Was it hip hop all the way?
Mom had, you know, the hip hop on. She also had Anita Baker. You know, Anita Baker was on. Anita Baker on. But it was jazz in the house. It was, we had a fun time. It was always a party.
Always party there? Okay. What about you?
I remember always seeing those tall cans of beer. And when those tall cans of beer come out with the playing cards, you know it's about to be some mess talking. It's about to be somebody gonna be talking about some spades. So
did they fry chicken?
Huh?
Did they fry chicken with it?
Yeah, my mom can cook. She's an amazing cook.
Right. They fried some chicken. They put it on the napkin.
Oh, of course.
Let the grease go down, right? And then put it out there, and it's on, right? Some chicken wings, right?
Yes.
Always a drumstick.
Yes.
Spades and whist, right? Big whist.
That's right, whist.
Look at you two.
I know.
I know. That's hilarious.
Oh my God! Look at how cute. You guys, at a young age, were you singing at a young age? Were you, Gloria, singing, and were you into instruments at a young age?
Oh, for sure. I've always been singing. From what I was told, my favorite song was "Upside Down" when I was a kid by Dinah Ross. That's what I was singing. Like, that was my first favorite song that I was singing at like 1.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, you talk about putting on a performance, dressing up, putting on my mama's heels. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't Cyndi Lauper. I love Cyndi Lauper. I actually cut my hair like Cyndi Lauper, and I got in trouble, so I got a whooping.
Okay. Don't do that.
Yeah, I cut. Actually, I cut my hair before today, before picture day.
Right. Wow. See, that was the picture day. That was a big deal. And then what did you go ahead and do? Cut your hair. It made it difficult.
Honey, I cut my hair, and so in that particular picture day, I had to end up wearing a hat. So I have a hat on because I had half of my bangs were cut off.
Oh my God!
I had to wear a hat, so my mother was living. I got a whooping, but yeah, I've always been singing and performing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Rock, what about you? What about, because how did you get into the instrument and sax and all that? How did that occur for you?
So my father played flute. My grandfather was a piano player and a double bass player. So he used to sub in Count Basie's band, my grandfather.
Wow.
Yeah. So, my grandfather, when I was a teenager, I would go over to his house right there in Farragut Projects in downtown Brooklyn. I was born in Fort Greene Projects at Cumberland Hospital.
Oh, you were in Fort Greene?
Yeah, I was born in Fort Greene.
Oh, shit.
and then my mother moved me uptown to Harlem.
Okay.
And we were living on 143rd and 7th.
Okay.
With my great grandmother for a while. Then we moved up to the Bronx after that. Then I was back in Harlem. But my grandfather as a teenager, he would sit me down and he would play Jazz 88.3 on the radio here in New York. And he would actually scat and make me scat along with him. So during the years when I was in high school, it started in elementary school. I started playing flute in the 5th grade. In the 4th grade, I was playing recorder. 5th grade, I started playing flute. And I remember like the 4th grade, the only thing that made me happy was reading notes on the blackboard, the music notes, after they told me what it all meant and stuff. And that year when I was in the 4th grade, one of my friends in the 3rd grade, not to be sad, I'll give you a sad story. One of my friends in the 3rd grade, I used to play in the schoolyard with every day. He had passed away of a heart attack. So I just stopped doing all my work that year in the 4th grade. And then I started I would just do the music work from music class. And then the next year, 5th grade, I started playing flute. Then by the time I got to high school, as a freshman in high school, I went to Princeton High School on 49th Street between 9th and 10th Avenue. And the first year there, they gave me guitar class. I wanted to take music class. They gave me guitar class. I didn't like guitar. So what I did was I started hanging out with the wrong crowd because I would skip music class. Yeah. And back in the 80s, remember what I was like in the 80s? Going to Skate Key and going to the roof and all of that stuff. I got hooked up with the wrong crowd, but then I would leave them for 4 periods during lunch, and I would run over to the music store on 48th Street between 6th and 7th and sit in the saxophone shop for 4 hours every day and just look at the saxophones on the wall. And this English guy one day, was like, listen, man, you can't sit here all day. Why are you looking up at the wall? What do you want to do? I said, he said, you want to play saxophone? And I said, yeah, I want to play saxophone.
Looking like Quincy.
Yes, this photo, right?
Yes.
And do you have the full photo of that? This same of like
this one?
Yeah, my mother standing behind me.
I don't know if we got the whole one.
Okay, because my mother's in a death-defying baby suit. Wait. Yeah.
Well, he'll find it. If we have it, we'll find it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like the guy started giving me lessons. The English guy. His name was Gary Window. He actually played for the Rolling Stones. He was a tenor player for the Rolling Stones. He started giving me lessons for free. Okay. And he said, the reason why I'm giving you lessons for free is because when I was growing up as a little boy in London, there was a black guy that started giving me saxophone lessons for free. So he said, I feel like I have to pay you back or pay back your culture for blessing me with the talent of playing the saxophone. I feel like I have to pay back. And this is my payback, giving back, is by giving you lessons for free. This guy was amazing. He played every genre. He had such a great, perspective of how to approach R&B, how to approach, jazz, how to approach straight ahead jazz, how to approach, smooth jazz. He was a very, very well-versed saxophonist.
Wow. So what I love about talked about two different. When you mentioned Count Basie, but people don't understand that's a whole different, first of all, genre, a different era, a different time that doesn't really honestly exist today. So in that way, right? And to have that kind of from your grandfather, is extolling that onto you, and of course with the neck with the Stones and all that, these different genres, and that's something that to have that as you're part of your musical legacy is really powerful. You know, when you hear that, I mean, I think to me, you know, I know Lena Horne and people like that. So, which these people are giants.
They're giants, yes.
Giants. They're giants. And I love that you keep. What I'm saying is, even when I watch you perform, believe it or not, there's a level of that within what you do.
There's a thread, a connection.
So once you told that, now I get it more. Because I said, you know, it's one like a genius. Like I see y'all are just Gloria's, you know, knocking the roof off the building. You're over here with your band killing it. Everybody's just on, you know, you have everybody going like this. If you don't been to Monday nights, guys, it's one of those things that it was just unbelievable. And this was a phenomenon here. And to see them, they did that. Y'all know that. Everybody watching, you know what I'm talking about. They did that. And to know that there's a connection to our history, which is Count Basie, which is one of the greatest of all time.
Yes, yes.
One of the founding fathers, if there's a Mount Rushmore, he's up there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I love that. I love that you just told me that, Rakeem, really. It's, you know, but let's just talk about, we're talking about greats. You guys have both worked with some amazing artists. Okay? I don't know who wants to hit it first, but I want to go to one of y'all and talk about, let's go to Gloria. All right? I was like, oh, me? So, okay, let's just jump right in. Jennifer Hudson.
Yes,
Let's
Chicago.
talk about Hudson, because she's going to be playing Aretha Franklin.
Oh, I can't wait.
Second. Let's hit it, y'all.
Jennifer is, man, I really, she's one of my top 3 favorite artists I've ever worked with. She's very down home. She's a beautiful woman. She's so cool to work with. I mean, I can go on and on about Jennifer. I worked with her through Ray Chu. I met her. Then I ended up working doing background with her. Yeah, love her. Love Jennifer.
Let's go then to, which is fantastic. We love Jennifer Hudson since her Idol days when she didn't win, but she should have won. Who won that year? Who won that year?
I don't know.
It wasn't a Fantasia year, was it?
I think she
was.
was.
It don't even matter because they both fierce and they both are killing it. So the winners, they both won to us, right?
Yeah.
So then let's go to Rakeem with Wu-Tang.
Oh man.
I mean, come on, that's hip hop. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's New York hip hop.
It's true.
Right. New York hip hop, right? And those guys were compiled of guys that were from Brooklyn and Staten Island. So that was a whole nother way of approaching hip hop. You know, Old Dirty Bastard and his moms lived in the next building next to my grandmother in Fort Greene Projects. You understand? So, you know, when I was working with Wu-Tang, I was working directly under RZA. And he was pretty much my direct boss. You know, shout out to RZA, shout out to Papa Wu. You know, God rest his soul. He came up to Red Rooster in October 28th, 2019. He came up to Red Rooster to hang out with us. And he came in because he wanted me to work on his new album that he was coming out with, which was a live music album with hip hop. And then he passed away, unfortunately, December 28th, I believe, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, shout out to him and his family. But, you know, Papa Wu was another. He was my boss as well. But I worked directly under RZA and Papa Wu. Big shout out to Carlos Best, the studio engineer that I learned so much of how to record hip hop. You know, as a band saxophonist, how do you learn the skill set of learning how to record hip hop correctly? You know, the way it gets it's bumping in the clubs and you know, people are bopping to it. You know, that's something that a lot of musicians, they don't have that skill set because maybe that tutelage is not around today. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To teach them, you know, what to do to the drum. So I've learned how to do that even in a live setting. So that's why we're able to play, you know, all the songs that we play, which it might be trap, it could be ASAP Ferg. Anybody could jump on stage with the band, with our band, the RAKIEM Walker Project. And, you know, any artist, any hip hop artist can jump on stage with us and we will play exactly and sound just like their track because I knew what kind of, you know, way to EQ all the instruments. I learned that under the Wu-Tang tutelage. So big shout out to them. Worked with Roy Ayers, Norman Connors, as far as the arrangement is concerned. Norman Connors taught me how to add swag and pretty into your music. Make it sweet. Atlantic Star, you know, working with them and talking to the brothers, you know, that are actually the leads of Atlantic Star. Big shout out to Atlantic Star. They taught me the same thing, is how to have a very, you know, a larger audience, you know, with type of songs that are written and composed. You know, Isaac Hayes, another arranger that really I sat up under, and he taught me. You know, Curtis Mayfield is one of my favorite arrangers. You know, music. I'm talking from an arranger, composer, music director type of perspective. You know, so I have much respect for those guys. Debussy, you know, the classical composer. Man, Stravinsky. You know, is, you know, so I'm just not a saxophone player that looks cool. It's not about that. You know, I'm really into sound and music. You understand? Because divine sound existed before any of us were created. So I have that kind of respect for it, that music allows me the privilege of being involved with it and having an intimacy with music. So therefore, you know, I want to give that intimacy, that pure intimacy, to the rest of the world. That's the way I feel about music. You know, it's not about trying to be the cool guy or the guy that's just, you know, I got Red Rooster on lock. You know, a lot of people think that way. It's not about any of that. I have a deep intimacy with sound. And I like to treat my people well.
Let's talk about that. No, because it's really good. Besides, like, listen, what I love what you're talking about is the fact that we're talking about knowing your craft and work and learning from people who are masters.
Yeah.
Whether it be classical, whether it be jazz, you mentioned Roy, you mentioned you know, Isaac Hayes, who was a beast, a genius, who know all that. People don't know that. That's why he was able to do the Shaft score, which was one of the greatest scores in the history of music.
That's true.
Period. All right. So working with these people that we mentioned, Count, of course, if you're listening as an artist, a musician in this day and time, I hope you're hearing what they're saying, because it's so important for the artist. It's so important for the artist to have this type of mentorship, this type of, you know, to really grab from the greats and really study. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. And then on top of it, the business aspect of running your own band and making sure the people that work with you are happy, and everybody got to get paid and be paid on time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, and I love that about you. You're good. Listen, I know you. You got it. You're good on that. You know, say you're gonna do it. You're gonna pay. You pay, and you pay. You pay well, and I love that.
We talk about this a lot together. You know, about not missing steps. You know, we live in this instantaneous age of everything's digital. You know, now, you know, look, I'm here, I'm there, which is great. You know, everybody wants to be seen, right? We all want to be seen, we want to be heard. But it's really important for you not to miss a step. You got to crawl before you walk. So I know when it comes to how we work together, how we both have our parallel that we have is how we come up and how we actually have both relationships with music. You know, we both educated in our field.
Yeah.
I've had private lessons from Dr. Lena McGlynn. I still will find a vocal teacher now and still, you know, brush up on my skills. You know, study this big band. You know, so we both control classically. It's just really important not to miss any steps, like not to rush the process, which is really important.
And also, I just think that as artists, or if you're in the music world, stop lusting. Don't lust after being seen. Don't lust after trying to be popular. Be a person that has a standard, that searches, and you just, your appetite should be consumed with just being excellent. That's the bottom line. Be excellent in all that you do. And believe you me, the accolades and the blessings and the favor, because you know what? Favor is not fair. Favor is not fair. The favor that you would get, okay, because you have a standard, it's going to be amazing. Stop being sneaky and slick and, all of that stuff. I mean, Corona hit because it's disinfecting everything. It's disinfecting everything.
Right.
And everyone is getting rid of all the extra credit, malarkey, So I just want to say that, it's a blessing to have. Gloria is so humble to the spirit of music that she allowed music to talk to her while she's performing. And that's how she comes up with how to flip songs the way she does. Because she's being obedient to the spirit of music. And that's what it's all about. That is the secret. When they see me directing the band, thousands of times over the last 10 years, it's all about me being obedient to the spirit of music in the moment. That's it. It's not that this person likes me more and, what am I doing on the side in order to get this kind of favor from these people? It's not about that. And we need to stop lusting because you can sing, because you can play an instrument, don't try to capitalize on your swag in that particular, in that particular lane that you're in. If you're a saxophonist, stop worrying about your swag. Your swag that's not important. What's important is what's going to reverberate from you. So if you have a pure heart towards the art form, that's what's going to reverberate from you. And that is what people are going to absorb when you're playing your notes and you're performing. Right. That's going to be more important to them. And when they do that, like, believe you me, I mean, all the corporate people that we play for and perform for, we not only perform for them, we have strong relationships with everyone we deal with. We have strong relationships. So, it's all about making sure that you're obedient to the spirit of music in the moment, because music wants you to be obedient. And if people have a problem and they're not disciplined enough to be obedient, disciplined enough to be obedient. I'm going to say that one more time. Disciplined enough to be obedient to the spirit of music in the moment. Then you're searching for something else. You're gullible for something else. I want to be seen. I want everybody to see me. You're doing 1,000 lives every day. Like, calm down, relax. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to, one up another artist. It's not about any of that. Live in your truth. Be your truth.
And find your own magic.
Find your own magic and be dedicated to your own magic.
I love watching him in front of the band. Sometimes I'm on the side like a fan. I'm a fan of my husband, I get to watch him, and it is something that's divine. It's something that's not tangible. It's something that's just in him. And I love seeing his arranging, and I'm also learning, I've learned a lot from working with him too. I learned how to communicate more with the musicians. Musicians need to know, especially from the person that is the musical director, the leader. They need to know like exactly what you're saying, because if you confuse one, then that's going to throw the person next to them off. So I love watching him work, and it's actually strengthened my muscle and my arranging and and how I listen to music. He's really working with the band every day. Not every day. Before the pandemic hit, we were working about 5 nights a week, and that it changes. It opens your ears in a different way. So I'm able to hear the sound a little different, and I have a different relationship with the musicians and with the music. So it's exciting. Like we talk about, I don't know if I can tell him how he sees music in colors.
Yeah, I see colors.
You know, so I'm like, wow, you know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't see music in
That's that genius. For my movie, it made you start seeing it beyond what the physical world can see it. You go beyond that, so you have a connection. It's a spiritual. I mean, it's definitely there. When we watch you guys perform, it's beyond just a performance. It's a love story. When people get to watch you guys, we are feeling love, and that's the thing. And love is spirit. Love is creativity. Love is all those things. And it's amazing. I mean, you remind me, the two of you, when you're together, like an Ashford and Simpson, and how they were as a couple, and how when they came together, they just created love and created these monumental moments in music. And that's what I see when I see you two together, is these two people that were destined to come together and do something so amazing. And you're doing amazing things. You know, we can talk a little bit about, maybe show a few of the clips, or a clip from there's Ashford and Simpson, which I love.
So that was actually that was my first gig, was singing background for Ashford and Simpson when I moved to the city. I was up to Sugar Bar 3 day open mic, and you would see everybody in there, from
Everybody.
Bell to a Cyndi Lauper, or I mean, everybody was Maya Angelou, it was Eartha Kitt, it was Ann Carroll, it was everybody. So I shout out hello to Valerie, we love you, Valerie.
Yes.
Ashford, hi, Nicole and Ava, we respect you, we love you, and thank you for your platform and what you have given to artists and artists everywhere. But you know, the fact that they can share their home, you know, they don't have to do that, you know, because they're icons.
Right.
You know, so
that catalog's crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Like wow. Honestly, I mean, Val could, you know, go somewhere and never, you know, work. She could do whatever she wants.
She'd be good.
Yeah. But she's still, you know, feeding and teaching to this day, singers and artists, and pouring into them. So I think that's, I love her. She's definitely one of my idols.
And that's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're doing. Is you're pouring into people, and you're definitely taking that spirit with you. And that's what I feel. That's why I brought him up, because I knew, you know, Nick and Val actually worked there for 2 seconds. As a manager. I was assistant manager for 2 months or a month. That's how long that lasted, honey. At Sugar Bar. People don't know that. In the late 90s.
Wow.
So I might have seen you come through. But let's talk a little bit about more of, let's do music. Good music. So people have come through.
Oh.
Come through to Red Rooster. Yeah. Unplugged Mondays.
Yeah.
Who has been through Unplugged Mondays?
Oh my God.
Natalie
Cole, the late great Natalie Cole.
Oh. Clive Davis.
Clive Davis came through twice to hang out with the band.
Good old Clive.
Yep. Good old Clive.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah.
Oprah's been there on a Monday.
Oprah was there.
Oh yes. Oprah's been there on a Monday. And let me tell you, like I have to keep singing. You know, I'm singing, and then I'm like, dang, I just want to just at least get a hug, but I have to stay professional. So she gave me one of these, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
Also, want to say, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump in really quickly and we keep going. A shout out to Marcus Samuelston.
Yes.
For Red Rooster, our good friend, our dear friend, our buddy. We love you. Thank you for the Red Rooster, what it represents. A part of our history. Yes, my dad also was at the original Red Rooster, and just what it represents us, and then providing this space for art on the wall.
Yes.
For food, for great coming together. Everybody in there, every race known to man comes together in harmony.
Yep.
And then this platform, Unplugged Mondays, where it's like a crescendo.
Mm.
It's a crescendo of all the goodness.
Yeah. What I love about Rooster is the different moving parts. You know?
Yes, the moving parts. Yeah.
I just love, it's like, it's neighborhood, it's international, it's family, it's cousins, it's people breaking up, it's people fighting, but
Right.
it's all happening right there, and a lot of it's happening like outside. It's even like outside as a part of like the pieces, like what's happening of Red Rooster. I mean, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah.
The show in the show.
I want to talk about Tito Jackson.
Oh, Tito Jackson. Oh my God. Tito Jackson. And he sang it.
Grand Poobah from Brand Nubian.
Hey.
Sadat X from Brand Nubian.
Sadat X.
Naughty by Nature.
Neo.
Maren Morris.
Maren Morris came and hung out with us and sang like 3 songs with us.
Christopher Williams. Christopher Williams. Albie Shore.
Teddy Riley. Blackstreet.
Tashina
Arnold. Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Percent Michelle.
Right.
She came quite a few times actually, hung out. So humble and beautiful. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Oh, cool.
Diddy came.
Diddy came on Monday.
Came on a Monday.
Cool from Kool and the Gang.
Cool?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else we had?
I can't.
There's so many people. It's just hard to,
And then you have the actors.
A$AP Ferg.
A$AP, right.
T Ferg, his uncle. That's my man. Quite a few people. Big shout out to like Dapper Dan,
Dapper.
And the Day family.
The Day,
we love Dapper Dan.
Yeah.
We love Day. We love them. June and
the Day family.
Jelani.
Jelani.
What's the daughter's name?
Danique.
That's my family.
Yeah, look at y'all slaying it.
Yes.
That was at the Christmas party 2019.
That was an ugly sweater Christmas party Dapper Dan had. I really want to give a big shout out to them. I want to give a big shout out to Harlem, and what it means to our spiritual growth as musical people. Big shout out to people like you.
Yes, shout out to you, honey.
Who's spiritually in tune. I recognize that about you. This is amazing. I love this platform, what you're doing. This is amazing. It's classy.
Beautiful.
It's on that level, excellence. And I just want to tell you that on camera, like this is really amazing, and I feel honored to be a part of this project. Really. You were back then when I started this, thought of it, and I was with Melba, and we came by Open Mic Tuesdays. I was like, you're on the cover. They were like, cover what? Last year, it hadn't even debuted. I was like, well, I gotta. Oh, that part. Well, anyway, just know I'm my magazine. And you go to the cover because I can't do it without you. Okay, it's like it's a possibility to not honor and talk to you guys. You recognize it when you see it, and we've both been very blessed to be around incredible people in our lives. Who so I see it, I recognize it, and it's just. I know what it looks like and what it sounds like. So does everybody else. That's the thing. And so let's talk about now your music, what you guys are doing with, the album. You got stuff going on. What do you want to talk about that a little? Where you want to start? Me or Gloria?
You start. Go ahead.
Okay.
Toss the ball.
Okay, I got the ball. All right. So we're working on Gloria's album right now.
Okay. See how that went back to you, Gloria?
Yeah.
We're working on Gloria's album right now. We're having an amazing experience doing that. We also are doing a lot of stuff for television, for Lifetime and A&E. You know, big thanks to A&E and Lifetime and my girl Jen.
Hi,
Love her to no end. Yeah. Also working on, to tell you the truth, I'm working on a soundtrack for Alpo Martinez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm the composer on that soundtrack. So big shout out to him. Yeah, and just like, you know, we have to realize that music can actually give a perspective on everybody's personality. You know, and that's my job. You know, when Curtis Mayfield worked on Superfly,
right?
You know, I mean, that was, you know, for that era, he had to work on a composition for that era. And so that's something that I'm doing now. So we're working on Gloria's album. We have new music coming out, like, you know, with Christopher Swift and Zone Out Worldwide. Big shout out to them. You know, Justice. We just released 2 singles with them. One is called Muddy Waters, and another one is called Stuntman. And we're really happy about that. Big shout out to like people that are giving us guidance while we're going through this journey with Gloria's album and all the music that we're involved with. Big shout out to Raul Roach, who's Max Roach's son.
Right. Love Raul Roach.
Yes. He's a jazz legend, Max Roach's son. And he's been a great source of advice, a great source of wisdom, because, you know, he was president of Quest Records. He was also president at Epic for a while. So, you know, shout out to Leo Cohen, who actually has taken, you know, us under his wing and just really tried to, like, you know, not tried, but trying. And we love Leo and all of his advice and, you know, working with him all the time. You know, we're very thankful for that.
Another icon.
Yes, another icon, Leo Cohen. You know, so right now, Gloria is what everybody's been anticipating. Her own project. What is that going to sound like? Yes, like that's the tricky part. You know what I'm saying? So Gloria is definitely a delectable talent that she has all the right people around her right now. I have a whole panel, a power panel that I built around her because it's not just about my opinion, because I don't know anything and I don't pretend to. But what I do know, I know well.
That's an understatement. I want to play a video from you guys are in Australia.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes, because we released the single "Good Life" in 2018, which was a single track, and it's actually on our album, which is self-titled "The RAKIEM Walker Project."
We released it in Melbourne.
We released it in Melbourne, Australia. And shout out to the producers on this particular track, which is me, Gil Excel, Joel Desroches, and The Cloud.
Okay. Let's see.
Good life. The good life, the good life. Say the good life, the good life. The good life, the good life. Here we go. Say the good life, the good life. Everybody wants the good life. Everybody wants the good life. Everybody wants the good. I know that everybody wants good.
They get it going in, honey.
Love it. Killing it out there in Australia.
Say it again.
You were killing in Australia.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
How many people was it? Like,
Big shout out to Kato, who brought us out there. We were brought out there by the Australian government to do a concert in place of what's his name? They wanted to pick what's his name again? Great songwriter. He does concerts at Madison Square Garden.
I don't know.
Oh God. Okay. So anyway, Piano Man.
Okay.
No,
not Joe.
Yeah.
Big Joe.
Yes. So
yeah, that's right.
They were going to bring him out there, And instead, they brought us out there. I mean, for two reasons.
Well,
One, we were cheaper. We were cheaper.
a little cheaper, right?
Cheaper to bring. And then the other thing was that they needed a group that can play music for people between the ages of 20 and 60.
Okay.
So not that many people knew Billy Joel out there where they would actually dance. I mean, they know of him, but as far as dance to his music, and that's what they wanted. So it was like they had it sold out for 1,500 seats and 1,500 tickets, and then we actually ended up selling to 4,500 people. Showed up. And they all got into the Melbourne Museum for this concert.
Nice.
And it
was nocturnal series.
Yeah, the nocturnal series. It was amazing. We had a great time, and I want to thank Carol Llewellyn for that. You know, she was amazing. That was my host out there.
You know what? I'm going to make a little shift.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to you guys, you came together musically, okay, but you also came together in love. How did that happen? How did you guys get together and then you get married? And now, how's all that work?
Well, I didn't like him at first, so I want everybody to know that. No, well, we met 2005.
2003.
2003 we met.
I was doing an open mic at the Sugar Shack, which was on 139th Street, and Sugar Boulevard. It was owned by Odell Collins. Yeah. So that's how we met initially, and then I met her again on December 29th, 2012, at the Lenox Lounge in the back room.
So we met very briefly in 2003, and then we met again at the closing of Lenox Lounge in 2012.
Big shout out to Lenox Lounge.
Yes.
Yeah, Lenox Lounge. And then how did you get together? Let's fast forward, because you know, that's what people want to know.
We were friends. I wasn't looking for anything. I didn't like him. I thought he was too stern and too serious. And actually,
I was already coming out of a marriage at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know, to have a friend that I can talk to, you know, and there was no strings attached. There was no, you know, no physical connection, nothing like that. We just were talking. And she joined the band on January 6th, and all she was a singer in the band. Yeah. January 6th, 2013, she joined the band. She was just a singer in the band. That was it. And we ended up talking and having great conversations. And then for some reason, nature did something else 7 months down the line. Yeah. You know, so it wasn't like no, you know, it was definitely something that took its time. You know, I respected her. She respected me. And, you know, sometimes it's good not to become intimate right away, because you get to learn how to fall in love with a person's mind and their heart first, instead of like kind of rush and jump into bed. And, you know, I think it actually takes the value down a little bit, you know, especially for men. You know, men, we'd be like, you know, she was a skeezer anyway. She gave it to me on the first night, you know. That's the way we think.
That's how you roll. Okay. Just how you roll.
He's doing his rock talk. He's being very raw, but yeah, we were friends.
We were friends, and I respected her and just, you know, who she was as a woman, and you know, because she had respect for herself. She had a standard.
Yeah.
So, you know. And
then we have a little video of you guys, little cute video when you got married.
Yes, we got married at Gurney's in Montauk.
Oh, you got that.
Yes, big shout out to Gurney's.
I love that video.
I remember that. I remember you got married.
Yes, and you know what's crazy is that they were so beautiful. They actually threw us a wedding, Gurney, which was amazing. Big shout out to Michael, Big George, everybody out there at Gurney's. I love you guys. Oh, big shout out to John Meadow. John Meadow and Karen Meadow. Love you guys.
And everybody at Seville,
Scarpetta.
You know, it's funny because
JB, James, all of them.
Right now, Thursday we will be at the Seville. Probably just warming up, really, because we were there from 7 to like 12:30 performing. So Thursday night, so, we really missed them.
Yeah.
Everybody misses you guys. I want to tell you that it's not the same. Yeah. But but I just had to say that. I'm saying what everybody's thinking. Okay, it was a big part of our life, and we're, you know, this is a new take. But a bigger part of your life would have to be your family. Quincy.
Yes.
Quincy.
Quincy.
All about Quincy, honey. All about Quincy.
Q.
Q is so funny. His little personality is hilarious. He's busy, very busy. He's the typical 5-year-old boy, jumping on everything, eating everything. I think we have the most fun with him because he loves to sing. You know, I've been giving him songs to sing since he was a baby, and he'll sing the notes back to me. He has perfect pitch,
like his mother.
Perfect pitch.
So he's a singer.
Oh, he's a singer.
Oh, that's my mother with Quincy in the room.
Oh, that's so precious.
Yes,
That's a precious photo right there.
Yeah, we were actually teaching kids music in Aruba. Shout out to all our kids in Aruba that actually have art rules that actually stay in contact with us through social media. He's funny. He's hilarious. Quincy is hilarious. He's making his own little jokes. He's teaching us he's teaching us games on
video games and all of that.
What? Look at him. Oh,
yes.
Oh, I love that shot. I love that shot. I have with my son at that age on the beach.
Yeah.
I know that energy.
Yes.
He's such a boy. It's like Lord of the Flies. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yes,
we're here.
But you know, he keeps us on our toes. But like when he's like, maybe he spends the night at his cousin's house and he's not around, we're like, where's Quincy? We gotta go pick up Quincy, right? It's too quiet around here with just you and I. Like, we gotta go get Quincy. So he is everything, and we just want to pour everything into him. And I mean, you know, he's taking swimming lessons and
he's so smart, and he's just like, you know, he reads very well. You know, he's 5 and change. You know, he's 5 and a half, and he's reading so well. Math, he's like a wizard. You know, but I mean, everybody says that about their kids, you know, for the most part. But I'm saying, like, really, like, this kid is smart. Like, he's quick. You know,
he's teaching us.
Yeah.
You know, the schools that they say that he's like on the spectrum of autism. You know, and maybe he isn't. But in the meantime, we do everything and are, you know, present with him and open and available to get him whatever that he needs. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's a part of us that we don't talk about. You know, because he just started school.
Yeah,
you know, he's in kindergarten.
You know, you can't. All of these things they try to tell you about the kids, like, you can't take all of that in.
You have to watch it. You know, we're watching you.
You know. So anyway, other than that, he's really a great kid. You know, we appreciate him. The kid travels around the world. He's used to traveling, so his suitcase is always packed. He went all the way to Australia with us. You know, and he rode.
Good life.
The good life. 21-hour flight. The kid was amazing on the plane. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And he was 3 at the time. Love
it. Because he's you. He's a product of, when I think of Quincy, I see a perfect, what do you call it, mashup of the two of you. He's got mom and dad. So he's going to roll with y'all. Whatever you do, he's right there. He's rolling. Mm-hmm. He's your partner. You know, your little partner. That's what I love about him also, you know?
Yeah.
But I want to say this, you guys. One of the big things, the highlights, and I see Paul. I want to say a couple of shout outs to people, just like let them know thank you for tuning in. Ulysses Carter.
Hey.
Yay. Charles Massey.
Yes.
Femi.
Yes. Femi.
Hi, Ulysses.
Atika.
Yes, my cousin.
Angelique Miles.
Yay, Angelique.
Tony Daniel in San Francisco. Shalina. Elizabeth is on YouTube. She texts me. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm looking over here. I hope I didn't forget anybody. But there's a lot of people that came through. Want to thank you always for tuning in.
Hi, Tiki.
And Attica. Yep.
So everybody's there. They just want to say shout out. They're loving you guys. And here's the You're like, wow, that's vocal is sexy, boo. Kapow! Y'all better be sexy, honey. Wearing Dapper Dan.
Yes.
What are you wearing? What's those pants?
Those are Gucci Dapper Dan pants.
Dapper Dan, I'm sorry. Gucci Dapper Dan. But that's a Dapper Dan original on her. Fire, y'all, from a I love it all. You giving me, oh, damn, Rakeem, just like, kapow. Glory on the leg. I could go in on so much with this photo.
Whoa.
It's so hot and dope and, you know.
Damn.
Give it a Paul.
You're the best, Paul.
He kills me because we have this Paul. Paul is my, my partner, my creative director and the photographer, right?
Yes.
But also, I'm always having trouble with his last name. So that's going to be a running joke for the next 20 years. I'm never going to get it right. Because I want to say Paul Marjan. And he's like, you're so American. But that's what I love. We love the cover. We love you guys. This is awesome.
Oh my God.
We're wearing this along with a little story. Hi, Diane. Tomorrow. Love the photos. Great cover. We'll be premiering that with a little story tomorrow. So dope. Hussein. I hope I said it right. Hussein.
Hussein.
Hey, Hussein.
How are you? Right? Okay. Hussein. And
Miss Johnson.
Hi, Miss Johnson.
We all love Miss Johnson.
Yes, we do.
We all got a Miss Johnson in our life.
That's right.
I want to say thank you to my family as always. Also, you did the makeup, Kevin McQueen.
Yes, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
McQueen, thank you as always. We have a great creative team. Paul and myself have a great creative team that we work with. Oh, thank you, and the beautiful Angelique Miles. We love them.
Hi, Angelique.
Thank you, Angelique.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane. And big shout out again to Dapper Dan and Danique and the family for supporting us. I mean, Gloria's wearing a Dapper Dan.
Hi, cousin Marcus.
Well, we want Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan, you got to be on our cover.
Yes.
We have to honor you. I've honored many greats, so we're going to honor Dapper Dan.
Yes.
In a very special way. Just like this. And maybe, bring the family on if he wants. That's what this is about.
I want to say too, my hat. I have to shout out to Miss Iveta,
okay,
of Heavenly Hats, which is on 7th Avenue.
7th Avenue.
147.
147, right? I love them.
Yes, I love Miss Iveta.
Yes.
And hi, my cousin Marcus, who's also an amazing makeup artist and very well known and international. So hi, cousin.
And also a big shout out to our other hat maker, my man Mark, Big Mark from Flame Keepers. Big shout out to him.
We love Mark. Mark from Flame Keepers Hat Club.
Yep.
On 21st and St. Nicholas.
Yep.
We love them. And we love this cover. We love you guys. I love having you guys on the show. I want to say, Paul, there's Paul giving a thumbs up.
How you doing?
Hey,
Paul.
We had so many amazing shots. We had so many great looks. So, we love this one, but there were so many other great shots. So we'll be sharing more of those as you will see online. So we'll tease a few more out because there were so many great shots. You two are just, the love, the talent came across so well on the camera. So thank you both.
Oh my gosh. Paul, you're a genius. You and Musa are geniuses. Y'all are geniuses squared.
That's really kind. Thank you. So anyway, more
to come. And so with that said, I want you guys to tell people, I asked you that in your interview earlier, but I want you guys to talk about, to maybe give some guidance to anyone that's watching who might be an aspiring musician, singer, just kind of like, why don't we give them a little something? And I think coming from you guys, what would you say to them in this moment with everything going on?
In this moment, please find your center. If whether it be praying, chanting, yoga, like it's really important to not let all the noise get in the way. It's a lot of noise right now. And it's easy to really get mixed up in the news and everything that's happening politically. But try to find your center. This too shall pass. And I'm actually, I want to shout out to all the youth that are really involved with letting their voices be heard. This is their time. This is their stage. I'm so proud, and I just say, like, keep going, hold on, don't give up. You know, it's important to really center yourself and find your space and your spirituality.
Yes. I would say to definitely realize that music does not owe you anything, does not owe you success. Allow yourself to have a relationship with music. If you have a pure heart, make people happy with music, by giving them the best shot that you got, the best song you got, the best arrangement you got, but it does not owe you success. Okay, it was here before all of us were created, and it's going to be here after we're gone. Sound always existed. So, make sure that you're understanding, you're loving, have a conviction about what you're doing. Also, work with the best. Work with the best. They're very strict. People that are strict are people that are going to get you to the finish line. Strictness is very much needed, especially when it has a direction. And like Gloria said, find your center. Be adamant about finding your center. Keep yourself open to that. And don't allow everything to crowd your ears. Learn how to listen to what the spirit of music is trying to tell you. Have that silent time alone. Don't feel like you got to be in the studio 24/7 and the answer is in the studio. The answer is inside of you. Your success is inside of you. It's what you think, what your heart has. All of that, everything that you want is inside of you. And you're the only person that can keep you from that. But everything that you want is inside of you.
I would also say to find, like, I have my own prayer, my own motto that I have with music and with what I want to give. And what I feel like my business is, I feel like I want to use my voice to heal, to teach, and to incite love. So when people come in and they tell me, like, you made me feel this way, or you made me cry, or you really helped me get through this week, like that shows you that my prayers are working for me. So that's my own personal model and prayer with the relationship that I have with music. I would say find out, like, what do you really want to give? What do you really want to say? Who do you want to say it to? And find your audience and really hold on to that and put that in your everyday prayer. I mean, little silent time when you are by yourself, like, really make that a part of your everyday mantra.
Beautiful. I think you said it. I think you both said it all. And I think I want to end the program on that note because you mentioned love. And that's what I see with you two. Is that what you guys are putting out there? And in essence, is love.
Yeah.
I know that's just love is so much, but that's, to me, when I hear you guys, I see you guys, we think about you guys in Harlem. We have such love for y'all. And you gave us love, and we have tremendous love for you. And Harlem, you said Harlem loves you. Harlem, I can speak. That's one of the things about being the ambassador of Harlem. I get to say things, and I say I can speak for Harlem and say that we love you.
We love Harlem,
and we thank you.
Harlem is our home.
Harlem is our home.
You are.
Harlem is our home.
And this is Ambassador cover number 8, RAKIEM Walker and Gloria Ryan, Hotter Than July.
Woo! Yes.
Hotter than July. Yes.
Oh my goodness, man. I mean, can I say one more thing, Musa?
Yes, please.
I think that people need to stop having expectations. When Gloria and I got together, we had no expectations. You know, with Red Rooster and becoming popular, I had no expectations for Red Rooster as far as like the band or, you know, we're going to get to this place by this year. I never set a goal. All I do is be obedient to the spirit in each moment and treat people right. That's it. Treat them right, pay them on time, be truthful, be honest. If you can't do something or you have a client come to you and they want you to do something, you can't do it, be honest about it. Be like, you know what? I can't do that. I can't do it because I'm not equipped to do that. You know, and the things you can do, just be honest, be on time, you know, be kind, be nice, smile, you know, so stop having a bunch of expectations about where you should be by a certain time.
When it's time to get busy, be serious.
But when it's time to get busy, when it's go time,
you gotta go.
Be at that starting line, ready for that green light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really important. Like, you know, I don't say, oh, Gloria's album, she should sell 1 million copies or 100,000 copies within the next 6 months. No, it's not about that. Put out some great music. Put out a great effort. Sow that seed first, and then you'll see what you'll reap coming back to you. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. That is exactly what it's all about, y'all. You know, that was preaching right there. I just took it all in. I mean, I hope everyone watching took that in, because that was sage advice, amazing advice from you both. And I just want to say thank you guys for joining the program, for doing our cover, and for all that you do. And I know there's so much, but thank God I'm your friend. I know what's coming. I know certain things that are coming. So please you will be hearing more from RAKIEM Walker. And this is another one we did. This is a promo. Woo! And that's another Dapper Dan original that Gloria's wearing, which I love that as well. And and more that they're doing out there. So we'll be hearing more on Lifetime, the Lifetime A&E. Ulysses said, Harlem is our love letter.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tika said, please close with your Harlem song. Oh, can't wait to see you again in person. Ann said, oh, she's so sweet.
I love Miss Ann.
I love Miss Ann already. I don't even know Miss Ann, but I love you, Miss Ann. I just feel your energy coming through. So sweet. And you guys are awesome.
Thank you, brother. You're awesome.
Give my love to Quincy.
Okay, I will, brother. Thank you.
It's a good, listen, this is a time that he's just going to be who he is. And he's got you guys, so he's safe. He's good. Yeah. Thank God, of course.
Love you, brother.
I love you. I love you
so much.
Thank you so much.
My man, Paul. What's going on, baby? All right.
Thank you so much, guys. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you guys for joining in. And we'll see you next week. And next week we have actor Leon.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Ooh, Leon. Remember, we all know sexy Leon, the actor. He's bringing sexy next week too. Okay? We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
The Digital Live.
Good night.
Peace and God.